I really enjoyed the show. Did you watch it last night?
I did watch it. I watched it like this. No, I mean, to be honest, I loved it, and I think it was love to watch back. I knew the results. I knew what was happening, so it's almost like preparing yourself
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
result. You're like, I know it's coming. How does it come across? So, yeah, it was fun to watch. I think I watched it with my wife, and in hindsight, she was like, "I told you should have done that. I told you not to have done that before." I'm like, yes. So, any advocate to my wife to see that I should always listen to her. That was a proven point there. So, yeah, it was fun to watch back. It was highs and lows. It was mixed emotions because I think you know what you can do as a designer, and you know
Yeah.
in hindsight what you would have done if you had more time in your hands, if you wasn't working and trying to be a parent, trying to do all those magical things you're trying to do. It was the second time that you got to work on your own. So I was like, right, I had hotel week. That was my week. Now I get to do what I want to do in this one. And I kind of didn't hit the bar. And I knew that I didn't hit the bar. And halfway through when we were filming, I knew I didn't hit the bar. I knew I watched everybody else and went, I'm going home. And it was like, you need to be positive. You know, I'm like, no, I'm a realist. I'm very honest. I know I'm going home. I'll be on the sofa because my room wasn't strong enough. And if I did it how I wanted it, then I know that it wouldn't have been a problem. But when you miss these certain bits, then yeah, you leave yourself vulnerable, and that's when you can go home. And unfortunately, I did. I love the journey. I think you know what I think. I think in hindsight, if I could have got through to that stage, then I could have got down to the finals because it would have given me more time. Because I think I knew the more the show got on, the more work restraints I was having. I was doing a 50-hour week and still trying to manage kids with my wife. So I think as the more the show got on, I was like, I can't do both. I can do two of them, being a parent and doing the show, but I can't do work as well as that. Being a store manager is very difficult. So I was like, someone would have to give it at some point. So I'd probably have to take time off work to get the rest of the show, which could have maybe led me to the final because I know I had it in me. But I think with the work restraints, getting up early, doing 5 hours sleep as a parent, you know, it's hard work. So it was difficult.
That's quite tough actually, because you think everyone's on a level playing field.
The thing is, you get a week to source your items and you do a build design for that week. So the week that I was off, I had to take that as holiday to do the show. And then the week that I was meant to be sourcing stuff, finding stuff, I was working. So in that 50-hour week, I had to find all the items to do for the room. And I had to get my wife to help me along to do that along the way with the kids in tow. I remember I was doing hotel week. I was like, I think this chair in Bristol. I think you should go and pick it up. And she's like, with the kids. I'm like, yeah, if you don't mind, can you just go to Bristol and pick that chair up for me? Yeah, it was really difficult. My wife was in the show as much as I was, and she was fully invested. I remember last night she got upset because she knew the journey we went on together and how hard it was to try and balance the two. My wife proved it is truly amazing. All credit to her. You go through designs and you do collaborations with the designers, but your biggest collaboration with is with your partner because I have to collaborate. How do we have the kids, or how do we do that design, or I'm going to do this, and she's like, I don't think you should do that, or you're not your usual self. You're not giving me the ideas. Normally, I know you're confident you've got the ideas, and she knows me really, really well. And she's like, I just haven't got the energy yet. It's just not in me. I can't find the inspiration. So you need someone behind your corner to always support you and push you. And I'm so thankful that I've got my beautiful wife to do that.
When you were given Shepherd Huts, what did you think? Did you think, yay, that's a good one?
Yeah, because I always like to call myself the Lord of the Man of Romance. So I was like, this is for me. I'm the romantic guy. Look, I did it in the hotel week. I can bring this to a shepherd hut, something smaller and compact. But then you get the brief and you realize that Misha wants you to tile the wall and you've got a tile a fireplace. I'm thinking, okay, I've never tiled before. This is going to be new.
Yeah.
Give it a go. And maybe that was a bit too much to do. The tiles that I used, as I said to my mum, they probably should have been bigger. Would have saved a lot more time. But these things are hindsight. I think I did it really well with the tiles I had. I mean, I gave it a professional finish as far as I'm concerned for what I did. So some people looked and went, Dean, that's really, really good. I think, thank you. If I don't do well in interior design, I could be a tiler.
Are you okay with the judges' comments? Because they sort of you went sexy rather than a romantic, didn't they?
Yeah. I think, you know what, I think romantic to me and sexy are very close. There's a thin line between the two of them. For me, if I'm going away with my wife for a romantic weekend, I want to be dressed. I want to feel sexy. I want her to feel sexy, but I also want to have a romantic setting. So I kind of linked them both together, but it just kind of felt more sexy than romantic.
Were you gutted that you didn't manage to get everything done that you wanted to do?
Yeah, I was really gutted. The vision I had is I had a roll top bath outside, and that bath never turned up because there was a problem getting that in the week. And it was just like a week from hell where things just don't line up and you haven't got enough time to get them. So the roll top bath was supposed to be outside, and there was a lovely wooden screen that blocked that side. So on the left hand side, you had clear space where no one could see you and you could have a bath. On the right hand side, you had to sit in an open fireplace with a speaker and mood lighting so you could have an enjoyable romantic bath and as you enjoy the view. That didn't get finished. So those small little extras that you want to finish are the bits that gets Michelle going, wow. When she just sees a black room and there's no outside compared to anybody else's room, you then look at it and go, yeah, it wasn't enough.
How did you find Lawrence? How was he?
Lawrence is very much a character. He's a very flamboyant character. And it was nice because we got to spend some time to speak to him afterwards about his journey, what he'd done and how he got into the industry. So for me, it shows that if you have got a strong DNA like Lawrence, you know his rooms when you see him. at least I felt that, at least with my designs, you know there's me behind the design. So at least I'm on the right direction, that people will know my work if they see me. I'm hoping people will now look at me and go, okay, at least I know what Dean's about, he can do. But I can do light colours too. Hotel week was my favourite week for me. The chance there to create something different in a grade 2 listed hotel was that opulent. And I knew that's what I was going to do. And I knew the design. And I knew when I said to people, I'm going dark, they were looking like, oh, no, Dean, really? Look, this can't work. This can't work. And when you got the comments from Guy Oliver, that was overwhelming. So for me, that's the kind of stuff I want to be doing. I want to be doing hotels. I want to be doing big spaces like that, where you can really change the impact of a room. So Shepherd House might be have to be a rethink, but hotels always will be my favourite.
And did the hotels keep those rooms then? Do you know?
Yes, they did keep their rooms. I think they kept about 6 of those rooms. They definitely kept mine. So I do plan to go back, take my wife back there to see if we keep an eye on.
So that was your favourite room. What's been your favourite room that the others have done? Your competitors?
I would say, you know what, my favourite room, Fran's first one, Fran's first apartment design. That space that she did was epic. I think the way she used that space and made it modern with the colour bold striping, and then obviously that her mural, I love that. And then I had to go for banjo for that apartment week as well, because I fell in love with that room. I remember going in there and going, wow, this is the space. This is the space that I would be in. And then I think Amy's a hotel week for this, the sheer work she did behind the screen to do the glass. I was with her when she was doing all this glass and getting it back to that vintage glass, and that was amazing. So yeah, too many to pick, but the designers were super, super talented, and that's why I love this series. That everybody had their own style, had their own niche, and they're all really talented.
And have they inspired you as well? Like, if you found yourself growing through the series?
Yeah, I think you do, because I think when you watch other people's designs, you start looking at it and go, you know, well, what can I do? And obviously, me still being an obviously interior designer, you're looking at their concepts and you think, where did your mindset come from, and where did you think? And I usually love the banjo, because banjo always had a story. So every room had a story, and I designed on feeling, but banjo designed on story. And I think when you combine those two together and you can try and get a story and a feeling together, you can create a great space, because it's always memorable and it always has a finish to it, because you know what you're trying to, the person you're trying to finish for. So yeah, there's so many great things I learned from Amy, Fran, just the way she organized things. Fran did things to a T, so you knew everything was organized, everything was picture perfect in terms of measurement and height. So yeah, I learned so many great things from all of them.
And are you still in touch with all of them?
Yeah, we got a WhatsApp group. We met up before the show came out. We went for some drinks and some food before. We're going to plan another one for the after party. So when it gets to the final, we're going to plan another catch up. So yeah, we're still in contact. We're still keeping in touch with each other. And I think as one big family, I think once you're on the show, you become a family member, even with the old castmates. So Siobhan, I still speak to Siobhan from last series. So yeah, you really get in touch with a few people, and they reach out and support each other. I'm sure we're going to do the same for people in series 4. We're going to reach out for those people and support them too, because we kind of know the experiences and the journey, so we know what it's like.
What's your team behind you like?
So you get a carpenter in between. You get like a carpenter and a painter and decorator that comes with you, and they're normally in your room, and you'll give them a list of what you want to do, and that's it. And you go, great. As well as the runners, because the runners don't get much love, but the runners, without those people, you would never get anything done. Nothing.
The runners though.
The runners get everything you need. So if you go, oh, I need that for my van, or I need that, can you get the paint for that? They're getting everything behind the scenes. And they were like, they smiled every day. Whatever you got them to say, I need a Hoover, go and get me that. I need an iron, or I need the covers from that. Could you go and get me some paint? They would do it all. So I always have to give a round of applause to them, because they made my occasion joyous.
Would you do the show again?
In a heartbeat. Sign me up tomorrow. I'm trying to change my name so I can go there for this series. I'm trying to get my wife to do it. Like, babe, do it. You go through it. I'll be there behind you. The show's just a great experience. It's a great way for you to express yourself. And I think even for my key message to everybody, even if you're not trained or you feel that you're not as confident as you should be to do interior design, have a go. Apply. It's more about your personality as much as your design, because I think you have to come across with some kind of personality and some kind of design trait. And I think with me, I have a strong personality and a strong design feature, because I love black. So I think I want people to go out there and apply on the show and have a go. And it just pushes people to inspire them to do something different with their house, and not to be scared to push some color out or go darker, because the worst thing you can do is just paint it back.
What's next for you? What's the future?
The future for me is still doing interior design. I think I love doing garden design as well. I think with my house, there's still more work to be done within my house. And I still do styling for people. So I'm now freelancing doing styling. So I kind of want to do a thing where I'll go to your house, I'll look at your house from the front and say, okay, what can we do architecturally, design-wise? Go into your house and then go, let's have a look at your design. Let's see if we can change some design. And then look at your wardrobe and go, can we pick out some clothes and pick out some different things? Because for me, they all link together. When I do fashion, I look at it head to toe. And when I do interior designs, I always look at the headspace, the front of your house, all the way to the inside of your house, to the garden, because I wanted to speak you all the way through. So if you come to my house, you'll notice me from the outside all the way into the garden. And I kind of want people to adopt that and have more fun and be more experimental. So I'm hoping that will give me the opportunity to be able to do some more work with people and contact them, but also do more work in my house, because my wife has got a list a mile long now for me to do. And she said, as soon as you've been on the show now, you're confident enough to get all these jobs done. So I've got to get these things done at home.
It's not including tiling, is it?
Yeah, my bathroom does need tiling. So yeah, I'm Nissan I'm Pro now. I've done it now. I can take my time. I'm not having to do it in a day now. There's no pressure on someone with a camera in my face going, Dean, come on, keep the tiling going. I can take my time and do it in my leisure. So as long as it's done within a week, I'm okay.
Has the world opened up since you left the show?
I've got more stuff coming my way. I think people have been really reaching out. I think people have been now inspired. I'm getting more pictures of people that are doing their house. I've got people messaging out to me. So I come to their spaces and look at the design. I've got someone that's doing an extension. They want me to have a look at the extension. So I've got loads more people that are coming out and reaching out to me because they want to try something different. And I think me being on the show with my personality just shows that you can have a go and try something different. And I think they're willing now to look at black and go, you know what? Black isn't that scary. Dean can do black in a hotel and it looks that good. Sure, I don't have to do black, but I could do a dark green, or I could do a dark blue, or a maroon, or a mustard. So I think people now are starting to come out and go, you know what? I want to have a go. I want to see what Dark Lord's about. So
Oh yeah,
it's nice.
yeah.
It's really nice.
Is that going to be the new name, the Dark Lord?
Yeah, I think Banjo gave it to me, and you know what? He kept calling me that because I kept doing stuff. Doug goes, "Oh my gosh, it's the Dark Lord is here," and I thought that's a catchy name. I'm going to take that name and I'll run with it. And yeah, I think you know what? For me, I'm a fan of all dark colors, all dark interior. I love it, and I think it creates a mood space. It makes it cozy, and I know it's a way of people will look at it and go, "Oh, how do you do that in a small space? Or how do you do it in a big space to make it still warm and cozy?" And I'm hoping that I've shown people and show how you can get away with doing dark and pretty much nearly every challenge. But if you want to do like a greeny mint fresh like I did in the apartment week, you can still do that with the same concept. So I think it's about picking colors that make you feel warm and you feel cozy with, because I